and welcome to Wrestle Talk with Arabbidb3aver. And joining me today is the Beside the Ring heavyweight champion, and none other than that Royal Crown heavyweight champion himself, the man who put Icy Brent through a table, the man who is standing on top of the world, member of Gen 3 Express, himself, the Golden Child, Evan Golden. Thank you for being here and taking the time out today to be here, Evan. It's been a great and fantastic wrestling world for you here recently. You've had a lot of success and a lot of things go on, and we're going to start out by this little bad boy here. What's up with this? How did you become the most hated man at the School of Morton in 2024?
You know what? You love to see it. I don't think I get enough credit for the amount of cheers I got at SOM this year. But you know what? I mean, if they're going to have a most hated award, you know, just give it, just hand it out to somebody. I mean, I don't want to say it was a fluke because I'm trying not to be like that anymore. But like at the same time, like, who else are you going to give it to, you know? So...
Well, I mean, you did your dirty work with Casey Cazana. You had a lot of problems that took place there.
Yeah.
And then you had some stuff that happened with Gen 3 Express that we don't really want to talk about too much, but we know it's there. And speaking of Gen 3 Express and you, Von Miller was on the show on last Thursday night, and he had some words. He said that you were scared of Von Miller. You were scared of Devon Belcher. You were scared of the industry. And he has laid out the challenge, Evan Golden. Are you going to accept his challenge?
Well, you know, here's the thing about Von, and I didn't want to have to do this on the program. Joseph, do we have time for a quick story? I don't
sure.
know. Well,
absolutely.
Here's the thing about Von Miller, and I never thought I'd have to say this live on a program like this, but sometimes when the kids start acting up, you know, you've got to put them in timeout. You got to give him a spanking every once now and here and then, and it looks like that's what I'm going to have to do with little Von. So here's what happened with Von, and this is why he's acting like this. And again, I don't like slander. I don't like going on podcasts and talking about people behind their back, but this is the truth, and this is exactly what happened. So hear me out. Last summer, I gave Von Miller an afterburner from hell. I'm talking about... We were 6 feet in the air, his neck was twisted, and even in midair, I knew deep down this is not going to end well for Von. And sure enough, we landed, and here's the thing, this was a tag match, so Von wasn't legal, so fortunately he didn't get to eat the pin, but he was laying there motionless. You know, and if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure they had to have a stretcher or spatula come out and get him out of the way because, you know, he couldn't move. And that's just because, you know, the Afterburner is the most lethal finisher in the world. Well, here's what happened, and I'm not lying, this is the truth. Later that night, after I gave Von said Afterburner, we, the G3E and I, Casey, Cazana, Michael, Gabriel, we were out at a bar in the wee hours of the night, the small hours, and we were in this bar, and Von Miller walked up to me with a cast around his neck, and he said to me, and I think he'd had a couple of drinks. He said, "Evan Golden, that afterburner you gave me made me want to be somebody." And I was like, "Okay, well, that's great, Von. You know, I'm busy with my friends, so, you know, leave me alone." And he was like, No, you don't understand, Evan. You're the best wrestler I've ever been in the ring with, and one day I'm going to be just like you, is what he said. Actually, if I remember correctly, he said I was his favorite wrestler. My mind's a little foggy about it, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
It's getting deep in here, Evan. I'm going to have to put on some waders.
Look, this is what happened. And again, I hate to dish this out here because this was a long time ago. I've put it in the back of my head. I've had dozens of people tell me that I'm their favorite wrestler, and Von was just one of them that night. So I said, "Von, you know I'm great, so just go on without your night." And he said, "No, Evan, I'm serious. I am going to be just like you one day." And I said, "Von, chill out." So here we go. Fast forward. A year later, Von Miller is one of the most dangerous competitors you will ever find in the ring. He's the reason I have neck issues because he took me to Suplex City, and in a way I've never been taken there before. And I'd venture to say he's one of the fastest rising stars I've ever seen in wrestling today. But Von You should be thanking me for this new Vaughn that you've become. Because to be quite honest, if I'd never given you that afterburner and humbled you, I don't think you'd be the man you are today. So basically, what I'm revealing here on the show live in front of everybody is I basically made Von Miller who he is. And I would say that, if I didn't give him that afterburner, he'd still be two pump chump Von Miller. But, he stepped things up a little bit. And then that's the thing, and now he's, copying me and becoming friends with people that are similar in style. Devon Belcher is his new best pal in the world. Just like Casey's my best friend. I basically.
Oh, come on. Casey is your best friend?
Well, look, all I'm saying is Von's basically stealing out of my rule book, and I would say that night when I gave him the afterburner, it clicked in his brain. That's what I need to be like to be successful, and he's almost there. He's very close, but he's not Evan Golden. And Von, you have a lot of nerve coming on this show slandering me like this when you know that I'm the one who've inspired you to be who you are today. And Von, by the way, you're welcome, for giving you the answers to the test on how to be successful. So anyways, look, I'm proud of Vaughn, but I don't appreciate that I'm the one who has basically made all this happen and he's not giving me no credit, and all he's doing is treating me like trash, and screw whatever word he's given because it's no good. And Vaughn, this Saturday, if you want to talk about it, I'm going to be at SPCW. And I'll tell you this, Vaughn, my neck is in horrible shape thanks to you. And I never, for a guy my size to be suplex city around a ring like no other, I have to say I'm impressed. My neck is in horrible shape because of you. But that doesn't mean I can't have friends and I can't do what you're doing. Oh, wait, let me rephrase. Since you're copying me, I'm now going to copy you copying me because I've got friends, Vaughn. And this Saturday, if I have to find one of my good pals in the whole world, a la Michael Gabriel, to step in the ring with you at SPCW, I'll do it. So, yeah, you're welcome, Vaughn. And by the way, he's doing a great job, but he's not the greatness that Evan Golden oozes. So it's a shame that this has happened.
It's a damn shame that
It's
this
horrible.
has happened the way that it has happened. But
Yeah.
like I said, I think you're embellishing just a little bit too much here on what's happened. See, because the way that Vaughn recalled it is as the Black America champion that he is at SPCW.
Yeah.
He said that if you wanted to put it up on the line anytime, any place, anywhere, he would take any title that you had away from you, and that he would do it in style. What would you like to say to that?
Well, Beaver, you're not listening to yourself. Who else goes out there and takes titles in style? Evan Golden. He's just trying to be the next golden child, and I'm here to tell you now, Vaughn, that's never going to happen. You've come close. I'll give you credit. I've swooped into SPCW, and I've taken tons of titles from Southern Pride Championship Wrestling. But that doesn't mean that you're me, all right? So look, Vaughn, I'm flattered. But if you want to settle this, we can do it this Saturday. You just got to stop trying to be like me and gabbing your lip all the time, and let's get in the ring and let's handle business. And matter of fact, I think it's safe to say that this weekend would be the perfect time to give Vaughn another afterburner. And you know what? Maybe that'll knock even more sense into his brain. I'm sure if I give him another afterburner, he'll go out there and, challenge for the Beside the Ring title and continue what he's doing. I'm starting to think he should be thanking me for giving him these afterburners. And on Saturday, I don't think I won't give him another. Things could get ugly.
Well, he even went as far as to say that you can't win on your own, even looking at the footage from Beside the Ring Championship Wrestling, and said that you had to have one Eazy-E in your corner, the big man himself, in order to win. Is that true? I mean, there is video footage of it. So, Evan, you might not lie here.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm just going to say this. The video footage, it's a little deceiving. Okay, and just let's take a look here. That's me, and by the way, Vaughn, that's what style looks like. All right, take a look at that. I look great.
You look like a crying child.
I'm having a little bit of a fit, but here we go. We start doing some business. There's me showing Heath how it's done. And Vaughn, I don't think you could have done this, okay? You're close. But look at the way I'm handling business. Look, I'm on top right here. Look at those arms, by the way. Vaughn, another thing he's trying to do is steal my muscles and my traps, and that's never going to happen. And, but take a look at this. Me and Heath were going at it. We were out in the crowd. when you have Easy Money in the room, you can't help but bring things to an ECW style. The energy's in the air when he's around. And as you can see there, I'm in a little bit of trouble, but we know how it ends up, so it's okay.
A little bit of trouble. Some
Yeah.
people would go as far to say is if Easy Money, Easy E wasn't out there with you, you would have lost that title fair and square in the center of the ring right there. Look, what happened there? Easy Money's getting involved, baby.
Well, look, here's the thing, and I know you don't want me to lie tonight, and I know that you want to, want me to be honest, and I'm working on it. It's a new year. New Year's resolutions are here, and I'd like to be honest with everybody. The only reason that money clip just happened is because they didn't give him good handcuffs, and he was able to slip out. If you could slip out of handcuffs, wouldn't you run, Joseph? I mean, come on.
I mean, I might, just to be honest with you, to be perfectly honest with you. And as it ends there, you get the victory there, 1, 2, 3, and you still the beside the ring heavyweight champion. I believe that you had a match at Innovate here recently as well for that title. What happened with that?
Well, we had a 6-man scramble at NetPro Studios, and contractually, I'm obligated to defend this title. There was so much success with me as a champion. Since I successfully defended this against Heath Slater, the stock has risen. And I was told by the office, you just defeated a very well-known WWE superstar. You need to go out there and do it again. You're giving us numbers. You're giving us ratings. Go defend the championship against anybody. And I said, no, that's not how I want to do it. I want, for one, I don't like the way Heath treated me after the match. This thing's like 8 pounds, and he slapped it over my chest like I'm a nobody, even though I just beat him fair and square. So I don't like the way Heath handled business, and to be quite honest, I was going to go and do a little bit of negotiation about a rematch. But instead, they were like, no, you need to go out there, you need to defend the title. We don't have a date set for the next Beside the Ring event, so you need to go out there and do the work. So since I'm a world-class champion and a professional, I went out there to NetPro Studios, and I defended this title against 6 halfway worthy competitors that I will say gave me a little bit of run for money, especially Austin Duggar, who's a no-good piece of trash, who had no business treating me the way he has at Innovate recently. But
no business treating you the way that he's treated you. What it might happen to be by the way that you've treated him is why he's treated you that way. The things that you've said behind closed doors and on camera.
I'll just say it now, Austin, you will never, ever get another shot at this title. There are a lot of things coming up with the Beside the Ring Championship, and I'm the champ. But Austin, you've got a lot of work to do. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, we'll move on a little bit from there. I mean, you had a successful title defense in that scramble. You held on to it there. I know that you've got some big things planned for Beside the Ring in the future, but they have not all been released as of yet. So we will wait on that whenever it comes out. But let's move on to where you beat Icy Brent. What happened at ICWA, baby?
Well, right now we have the bag has gotten heavier, pal. Let me tell you, we've got the ICWA Royal Crown Championship over my shoulder. Now, this happened in December. We closed out the year. It was one of my last matches of the year. It was with Icy Brent at ICWA. I just want to say ICWA is a place that's always been important to me because it's where I basically got going. That's one of the first matches I ever had was at ICWA. And, as you know, Beaver, I'm a very fast learner, and, there's a rocket ship on my back right now, and that's exactly why I went from the bottom of ICWA straight to the top very quick, and now we have the Royal Crown title over my shoulder. Icy Brent, he definitely showed a lot of fight. Matter of fact, he introduced a side of him I'd never seen before, so I gotta say, it was quite a match, it was quite a battle. But you are looking at the new champion. Now, they just announced that we're going to be having a rematch. I don't really know if I can honor this. I'm a busy man.
Ooh. Yeah. So you're trying to back out of your rematch obligations?
Well, to be quite honest, I love ICWA, but to be quite honest, there's not a lot of paperwork to be done there. I don't understand. If I've never signed a contract with ICWA, then how could ICWA have rematch clauses? How could they have obligations?
You have their title, sir. You have an obligation to defend their title in their building at any given rate. Which brings me to my next question for you. What about Mr. Lee? Is Mr. Lee going to get involved in this? Is he going to say anything? Or are you going to be afraid of such factions as the Medieval Three? Do you think they'll be involved in it anyway?
Anything could happen. Everybody wants to share the ring with Evan Golden. It doesn't matter if they step up on the apron and, shaking their shorts, the fact that they're in the ring with me. Everybody wants to step and stand across from me. Anybody can get involved. When you're Evan Golden, you have a lot of targets on your back. I can't move without people moving. I can't sleep at night. Because to be completely honest, it's a little scary, Rabbit. A lot of people want what I have and they want to be me. So I've got to lock the doors. And when I go to these events, I've got to, watch my back because everybody, it's just like the scramble that happened at NetPro. All of those people had a chance to take this off my shoulder. I wouldn't have even had to have been pinned to lose this championship, but I surpassed everybody. So look, if everybody wants to get involved and put their nose in my business, that's fine, but all they're going to get is an afterburner, and you don't want that. You should ask Von Miller, by the way. I'm sure his schedule's open. You don't want an afterburner. So
well, you brought up locked doors, correct? And there was a special match that took place at Southern Pride Championship Wrestling last month. And I believe that you had some locked doors of your own that you had to get through. I believe it was with this man right here, Mr. Johnny Poke. What happened with that?
Good one, Rabbit. Yeah, there was locked doors. We were locked in a solid steel cage. Me and Johnny Poke have been going at it since January 2024. Obviously it's been an entire year since then, and I still have a chip on my shoulder with Johnny Poke. He's one of the toughest people I've ever been in the ring with. And that night, I'm surprised blood wasn't shed because we had a war. And you know what? I will say right now, live on the air, I do not hand out compliments. I don't like nobody. I'm the best thing that's ever happened. But I will say much respect to Johnny Poke because we did things in that match that I've never had done to me and never thought would be done to me. I was thrown off a cage, by God.
He took you to the limit. Let's just call it what it was, Evan. And if anybody is worthy to get a shot at either of those championships, I think it would be Johnny Poke, to be perfectly honest with you, especially after the showing that he gave you at Southern Pride Championship Wrestling.
And again, and I can't emphasize this enough, I do not like anybody. There's two people I care about. That's my father and Easy Money, and those are the only people I trust. But that doesn't mean I can't handle out compliments. Johnny Poke was a fantastic
Evan, I just caught you, baby. You only trust two people in the world?
What?
What happened to your best friend and pal, old pal, Casey Cazana? You don't trust him at all?
It's Rabbit, it's kind of like it's like a light trust, like
a light trust. That's okay, because whenever he was on the show on Tuesday, he said that he fully trusts you, and I told him I don't trust you with Evan Golden. I don't trust Evan Golden with you as far as either of you could throw each other.
So who don't you trust? Who are you saying is the problem here, Rabbit?
I think that Casey is the problem, really, to be honest with you, especially with the light of recent events that has taken place with Connor Martin and how he's tried to buddy up with you. I think he's just looking for a replacement for Connor, to be honest with you.
Okay, look, I'm glad you said something. Relationships and friendships can be difficult because sometimes, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, Rabbit. I don't know if you've ever had a friend that you don't know for sure really cares as much as they say. I've been there. I've done that. I've had plenty of friendships where I'm like, hey, you're my friend, but would I give you my wallet? I don't know. Which, by the way, Casey Cazana stole my wallet last month at the benefit New Year's show at NetPro Studios. That's unreleased footage that will probably be seen soon. But I got my money back. But basically what I'm saying is sure, Casey's stolen my wallet. He stabbed me in the back with the La Follette screw job. And sure, he's done things to me that no friend should ever do. But Rabbit?
Such as put stuff in your drink before your match?
Well, that was one time. How do you know about that?
I know about a lot of stuff. I get the good scuttlebutt.
Well, here's the thing. When you have a friend like Casey, you're never bored. And I'm going to say it right now. I don't think I've ever said this before. I love Casey, and he's the best thing that's ever happened to me and my career.
Oh, come on, Kevin. I mean, let's
Kevin.
talk about it.
What am I,
Let's
Kevin
talk about it, Evan.
McAllister? What is Evan?
Let's talk about it, Evan, for a second. So you would sit here and say that he's the best thing that's ever happened to you. Did you ever think and wonder if he's just buddy upping with you just to get a chance at that title that you got on your shoulder right now, that Beside the Ring Championship Wrestling title? Has that ever crossed your mind?
Look, KC took the one thing that was very important to me. That was the East Tennessee heavyweight title.
Yes, he did.
I took that title to heights nobody's ever seen it before, and he took it. But if you watched SOM Rabbit, he relinquished it. The reason he relinquished the title is because he's injured. But you know what, Rabbit? I think he also relinquished it because he feels bad about how he treated me and stole it from me. And I think he just wanted to get some weight off his shoulders.
I think he was forced to do it by Prince Malik. That's what I think was going on there. I think that he had to because he couldn't defend the title, such as when RT3 right now with your best friend, Michael Gabriel. I think that there's a lot of problems going on there, and Prince Malik has stepped in and said, okay, if it's going to be like this, then we need a real champion, a fighting champion. And so, I mean, I hate to say it, Evan, but I don't think it had anything to do with you whatsoever, especially the way that Max Abel came out and was running his mouth, and then he brought everybody out. Josh Turner, TKO, he brought them all out. So, I mean, let's just put it on the line. But I do think that he has ill intentions with you and trying to buddy up to you the way it is. And speaking of your best friends there with Michael Gabriel and supposedly KC Cazana, let's just talk about it. I mean, do you really think you can trust him? Do you, deep down inside, would Bunkhouse Buck say that you could trust him? Would your father say that you could trust him? I mean, you even got freaking shirts that say what? Kazana's?
They fear Golden.
They fear Golden. That's right. Why do they fear Golden?
Well, here's the thing, Rabbit. First of all, you asked me about what my family would think about this. Look, Rabbit, sometimes your parents don't support your friendships. They don't support who you hang out with. Everybody's had a point in time where their mother or their father's like, hey, don't hang out with that person. He's a bad influence. But I know deep down that KC would give me the shirt off his back. And you know what else, Rabbit? I don't think you're thinking about how far we go back. Sure, my father told me you should never, ever, ever trust a Cazana.
Why did he say that?
Well, because, they're well-known backstabbers, but not KC.
There you go. So you're saying Casey's not the backstabber. So you think AJ's the backstabber of the group here?
Well, I asked AJ to hang out with me a few months ago, and he completely faded me and told me that he didn't have time and ignored my requests. And, I also think that Joe Cazana has been greatly disrespecting the guiding light by booking us with people that are higher ranked. We've got some work to do at NWAJCP. And here, Joe Cazana's been throwing me in no-holds-barred triple threat matches. That's not fair to me and Michael Gabriel, okay? You gotta wonder if there's some sort of grudge. The Cazanas and Goldens have never...
Of course there's a grudge.
They've never gotten along.
What do you think happened with KC and Connor Martin at Beside the Ring where you defended against Heath Golden? Where you defended against Heath Slater, Evan Golden? What do you think happened there? Do you think it was just communication breakdown? Do you think it was just some growing pains? Absolutely not. He betrayed the man that worships the ground he walks on. What do you think he would do to you?
Well, first of all, again, Rabbit, I appreciate you having my back and looking out for me. Seriously, I know that you bought a shirt for me a few weeks ago. You've always supported me, even when I've been my worst self. But I'm here to tell you, everything is going to be fine. And you know what else, Rabbit? Right now, I'm going to announce on the show the match, me and Eddie Golden versus KC Cazana and Papa Joe, is off. It's not happening.
Oh, come on.
It's not happening.
Come on. Now, you told me you had some big news as well. Some new stuff that was going to be taking place and going to be happening in 2025. But you just didn't let me know exactly what was going on until just a few minutes before we got on air. So would you like to talk about it and let's show the people what's happening?
Well, you know what? I love KC Cazana so much. We've made a movie together. Click play, Rabbit. This is the new official teaser trailer for my new independent cinema spectacular, Tropic Mania. And Rabbit, this is a big day. This is not only the first time that the movie has been revealed to the public, this is the first time I've ever talked about it. This is the first time I've ever shown it off, is right here on your show. Me and KC and Michael Gabriel, we get along so good that we've made a film. It's going to be released to streaming services. It's going to be a wrestling comedy movie, and it's going to show you exactly what it looks like behind the curtain and how much fun you can have being a wrestler when you've got great friends like KC in your corner. Tropic Mania comes out this year, and it is going to be such a fun movie to watch. We're still filming. We've got about 75% of the movie done. We've got people, from the NWA roster joining the cast. We've got a few people I've not revealed that are going to be in the movie. That's going to be kind of surprising, but yeah, I've decided to throw my hand at directorial debuts, and this is my my love letter to wrestling movie. And who better to star in a movie about professional wrestling than G3E is all I'm going to say. So,
well, I could agree with you on that. I think that there's no better cast than Gen 3 Express there. Michael Gabriel, Evan, yourself, and also Casey Cazana. That would be a perfect starting cast. And as you said, a love letter to wrestling. I can't wait to see it myself, to be honest with you. But you're going to have to get through some things in order to do that, including what's going to be happening January 17th, 2025 in Lebanon, Tennessee at Pro Wrestling Alliance. You know what's happening that day?
Well, the word on the street is for the first time ever, the Golden Child, Evan Golden, is going to be facing a man across the ring that I never thought I would ever have to see. Toby effing Farley and Evan Golden are going to be wrestling for the first time ever in Lebanon, only in Lebanon this Friday. And, the word on the street, Rabbit, is I'm a dead man. But to be quite honest, I don't know what everybody's so worried about, because this is going to be the match of the century. And to be honest, I think people are going to be surprised about how the match is going to go.
You really think so? You really think that everybody's going to be surprised? You think that you're going to come out on top with the king himself of Southern Strong Style?
Well, I'm the king of Golden Style. And, the thing is, I think...
Yes, you are. And you even got a T-shirt that explains it.
Yeah, no, I'm going to make a new T-shirt, and I'm going to, put a picture of me pinning Toby Farley on it. And I'm going to sell it for a cheap price so everybody can buy one, because I'm ready to show the world that this Friday, Toby Farley isn't ready for Evan Golden. Now, Toby Farley, he is the king, and I have much respect. Matter of fact, I can't think of a more feared individual in wrestling today. But Toby, I'm ready for this. I've trained for this. I'm primed for this. I'm fast enough for this. I have an afterburner. No. Rabbit. I have a super afterburner ready for Toby Farley. And this Friday, Lebanon's going to see it. The world's going to see it. Toby Farley has done things like no other in this industry, but he's not going to get past Evan Golden. I might even put this title on the line.
You might just lose that title if you put it on the line against Toby Farley. And I hate to say that, Evan, but it's the truth. You're asking to sign your own death warrant in a match like that with Toby Farley. You're going to have some tricks inside that bag. You're going to have to be able to purify that afterburner to make sure that it goes through correctly, and you'll be able to get that 1, 2, 3 against Toby.
Toby Farley has no idea the storm he has coming. And again, I can't emphasize this enough. And you know what? Fine. I'll admit it. I've ran away from people. I've pouted. I've thrown a couple of fits. But this Friday, you are going to see an Evan Golden from hell. All right? I swear to God, you will never see a more focused, a more vigilant, and a more faster, a more tough Evan Golden than you will see this Friday in Lebanon. I will not be granted a match like this for the first time ever and waste it. So Toby Farley, I'm sorry. This is not a night off for you.
You said it. It came out of the horse's mouth. You said that you ran away from matches before, such as, but not limited to, one with Crash Cassidy. What happened, Evan? Why did you run away from Crash?
Well, you know what, Rabbit, I live out here high up in the mountains in Asheville, North Carolina, and the weather's rough, okay? There was icy road conditions. What am I going to slide all the way up to the show and get myself killed? I would have loved to humble Crash Cassidy, but I couldn't, dude. The weather's atrocious. It's 16 degrees out here right now. There was a storm. There was a flood. There was an ice storm. There's locusts. Okay, I couldn't make it.
It sounds like you're making excuses. And you know what they say? They say excuses are like buttholes. Everybody's got one and they stink. So
Wow, rude.
that's
Wow.
true. It may be rude, but it's true. So you can keep making all the excuses you want, but it really comes down to, are you afraid of Crash Cassidy?
I mean, look at that. Crash Cassidy's a big man. All right, he's been around for a long time, and I've shared many locker rooms with Crash. He's a very tall, massive person. But I mean, again, there's no weight limitations for the Super Afterburner. So I saved his life by not going up there. He should be thanking me for not coming to the show, Rabbit. Seriously, I couldn't make it. There was a wind warning that day.
Wind warning? Yeah. So first it was a flood, then it was snow, then it was ice, then it's a wind warning. I mean, pretty soon are you going to say the acorns are falling and you just can't get them because you got to go pick them up?
The pine needles are falling, Rabbit. It's
Pine needles are
you don't want to
falling.
walk. I get my car's got to stay in the garage when the conditions are like this. Okay.
Okay, all right, I got you. Let's move on a little bit. I know that Saturday, February 8th, you're going to be at someplace special wrestling in Invasion of Jonesville. Is that correct?
That's correct. Evan Golden is returning to All Star Entertainment. All Star Entertainment is one of the places that I've been able to make myself who I am, the success and future legend that you see before you. And what I'm going to be doing at All Star Entertainment is I'm going to be giving the atrocious crowd of Jonesville, which, by the way, Virginia is almost as bad as West Virginia. I never want to go back. But on February 8th, I'm going to do everybody a favor. I'm going to come out. And guess what, Rabbit? This has not been announced yet, but I'm going to do it right here on the show because, for you, the Beside the Ring Championship will be on the line. Now, I want to say on February 8th, this title is not going to be on the line because I was told to. There's no contractual obligation for me to put this on the line. I'm doing it because I feel like it, and I'm a good person. And Jonesville should be thanking me for giving their trash shite town a title match from the heavens. But the only problem, Rabbit, is even though I found it in my heart to put this title on the line after successfully defending it against Heath Slater and 6 other morons, it's going to be an open challenge. I can't make my decision. All Star Entertainment is packed with talent galore, and I can't make up my mind on who deserves a shot. So what I'm going to do is on February 8th, I'm going to clog my nose. I'm going to spray some Febreze. I'm going to walk out there in Jonesville. I'm going to step in the ring. All right. I might not even put my gear on. All right. I might just go out in my street clothes. And I'm going to get on the microphone and I'm going to say, somebody back there, come out here and accept my open challenge. And when they come out there and they lose real fast, I'm going to take this and come right back here and tell you all about it.
You're setting yourself up for failure, Evan. I mean, think about it. Who's going to be there? You got RT3 going to be there. You got Marty Fugate. Marty Clay is going to be there. You got Casey Cazana going to be there. I mean, the Iron Cross is supposed to be there. The Boogie Woogie Man's supposed to be there. Rhino is supposed to be there. So you're going to go out there and you're just going to tell anybody and everybody to come on out there and accept the challenge. What happens? What happens if Rhino steps in the ring with you? What happens if Marty steps in the ring with you? RT3 steps in the ring with you? Are you going to be prepared for what's going to happen? Or are you going to run away like a little schoolgirl?
Listen, Joseph, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I've got crosshairs on my back like you wouldn't believe. RT3 would have every reason to accept this challenge because in Jonesville, in that very building that we're going to be at February 8th, I destroyed him for this title. He is another one who couldn't take the Beside the Ring Championship from me. I took him out in that very building. So it would make pure sense for him to run out and get, take another shot. I would love to see Rhino come out. You know why Rhino would come out? Because Heath Slater would probably put some money in his pocket and tell him to come out and try to take me out. Because I know they're good friends. I know they're good pals. You know what, Heath? You'd have a lot of nerve to do this to me. You have no idea what you'd be getting yourself into. I don't travel alone, and you know that. Now, secondly, Iron Cross, I have the utmost respect for you and what you've done to this business, but I've heard what you've been doing, talking about me behind my back. It's a real coincidence to me that Iron Cross comes out here, he kisses the babies, he gives the kids hugs. Everybody loves Iron Cross. but all he can do is talk trash about Evan Golden behind his back. Matter of fact, you were there, Joseph, that night when we were at Battle of Burton, when you came up to my gimmick table and you said, Evan, how are you doing? And I said, Joseph, I'm in a horrible mood. Do you know why I said that? Because standing 300 feet across the room was Iron Cross looking down at me like I'm some sort of two-pump chump nobody that he doesn't need to worry about. What happened is word traveled, the scuttlebutt was out. While we were talking, Iron Cross was across the room talking smack about Evan Golden, talking about how all he wants to do is paintbrush my face with his hand, and I don't appreciate it. Iron Cross, you have no reason to not accept this challenge on February 8th. This is open to anybody. Joseph, you could accept the challenge.
I could.
Anybody
if I was able to.
Anybody could.
So you have to remember that. I broke my back several years ago, sir, and I'm not able to wrestle and perform in the ring anymore. However, I am able to do what we're doing right now, and I would gladly put the word out to the Iron Cross that you want him to face you, no questions asked, for that Beside the Ring championship.
That's
right there at the Invasion of Jonesville. So that would be an excellent match that would be taking place if it comes to fruition. However, you also have to worry about people like the Mega Destroyer. The Mega Destroyer is going to be on the card. He's going to be there. What are you going to do if he accepts it?
Mega Destroyer could absolutely accept it. Like, I have to say one thing about Mega Destroyer. He's a very tough individual. He's not someone you want to get in a fight with. But Mega Destroyer, when you last faced me in the ring, because me and Mega Destroyer, we have a little history. We had a tag match a couple of years ago.
Yes,
Mega
you did.
Destroyer, I'm a new man. I'm on top of the pinnacle of wrestling right now. All right. When you saw me last, I was not the Evan Golden that you see before you. You should be very afraid of the thought of stepping in the ring with me. But Mega Destroyer, heck, if you get in the ring with me, I'll shake your hand, but your neck will be twisted with the Afterburner at the end of the night. That's the only thing that's going to happen to anybody that decides to accept this challenge on February 8th. Iron Cross, back off. RT3, you've already had 2 chances to be beside the ring champion, and you could not do it. Heath Slater, I'm sure you're on the phone right now with Rhino now that you just heard me mention it. I was like, turning the lights off and having a gun in your hand. I'm sure I just gave them all the ammo in the world. I'm sure they're on the phone right now. So Heath, hang up the call. And by the way, Austin Duggar was very upset that he couldn't grab this title. Austin, if you could get licensed, you could accept the challenge. But you know what? I don't think Virginia would let you in because you have to have a certain criteria and talent. So, I just don't know if they'd let him in,
I mean, you just got to pass, blood alcohol and apply for the stateshiphood, and they've got to accept you. I don't see why he couldn't get licensed in Virginia, unless
I'm sure he's an alcoholic now that he didn't get to be.
Oh, come on. He's not an alcoholic. He's not like your daddy. He's not an alcoholic. Come on now.
All right, fine. He's not.
Let's move on. Hey, Friday, April 11th, 2025. You got something going on there. Live pro wrestling in Oneida, the Oneida National Guard, right there at 1796 Airport Road in Oneida, Tennessee. What's happening there? Tell me about it.
Well, Evan Golden was specifically and specially invited to come to Oneida, Tennessee, which is, like going from Asheville, Tennessee to Oneida, or Asheville, North Carolina to Oneida, Tennessee is like going from paradise to a psych ward. But, I'll go. And I'll give the people a show. That's the thing. These people, they want me to come and they want to see the gift of Evan Golden performing live and in color. And you know what? I'll give it to Oneida. My rate has tripled for Oneida because, I'd rather not drive through such a horrible town. And, gas is not as cheap as it once was. But you know what? I'll go. So, yes, I will be at Oneida, Evan Golden, one night only. It's going to take a lot to bring me back to, it's like from going to Asheville to Trashville to, go to Oneida. But I'll go.
Asheville to Trashville? Is that what you're saying?
I'll go.
I mean, no offense, Evan, and I don't mean this to be any bit disrespectful to the people of North Carolina. You all have faced a lot here the last few months. You've had a lot of stuff that's happened inside your area, the Asheville area, running down the backwoods with the hurricanes, everything that's going on. But there is still a lot of stuff on the ground that makes Asheville look like Trashville. And I hate to say that, but you guys need some help any way possible. Are you involved in any matches or anything going on to help the people of Asheville?
We had a couple of benefit shows that I was involved with at NetPro Studios to help Asheville out. And I'm actually, it's funny you mentioned this, because, everybody thinks I'm the bad guy. Everybody wants to say that Evan Golden's, garbage. But I'm here to say now live on the show that I'm actually in talks with people right now to run a show. And I'm by no means a promoter, but, I've been talking with people that are. And we're talking about doing some benefit shows to help my town furthermore. And, and by the way, there was damages elsewhere. A lot of cities that that mean a lot to me in East Tennessee were damaged. But yeah, Asheville is where I was born and raised. And if we could do anything we can do to fix it, if anybody could donate to the cause, it would help. I'm here all the time, and I can tell you that it does not look like it used to. But thank God, that there's things like benefit shows that we can do to save money. NWA JCP did a benefit show. And so there's things that we can do to help Asheville. It's rebuilding slowly but surely. And I'm gonna try to, maybe put some shows together with some buddies of mine and see if we can raise some more money. And there you go. I told you I'm not all that bad. Everybody's watching like, oh, like I'm a pack full of puppies. I told you people I'm not that horrible.
Don't listen to him. He's a psychopath behind some sunglasses. Who wears sunglasses indoors, Evan?
I wear my sunglasses at night, Daddy.
I know, baby.
I'm always going to have these on, man.
So I'm glad to hear that you're going to be doing some benefit shows. You're going to be taking care of the people of Asheville and North Carolina and the surrounding areas. You're going to be helping out any way possible, especially after everything that's taken place. And listen, I'm not trying to make light of what happened in North Carolina, and I'm not trying to make light of what's happened in California, but I think that the response for both places was totally different on each side, and it should have been complete 100% help to both the people of North Carolina and the people of California. I don't like the way that the federal government has treated everybody in the North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia area. I think it's very sad to see that it's taken place the way it has. It's like you guys got treated like peasants, and the rich and the famous got treated exactly what you would expect, like rich and famous. And Evan, I hate to say it, but you are rich and famous. You are proud. You are part of that elite class, the golden class, as we like to say. And so for you to step out and put your neck on the line for the people of North Carolina, that's saying a lot. So I do have to at least admit right here on the air and apologize to you on the air that I was wrong about you, that you do actually care about the people of North Carolina.
I do care. I care about everybody, but there's not nobody I care about more than my best friend ever, KC. I love you, buddy.
Oh my God. Evan, are you serious?
Yeah, you got to plug your friends every so often. This is a big show. We got a big audience. And I just want to say hey to my friend. Is he watching? Hey, KC.
Well, he has not come in the chat tonight, but I'm sure he is watching.
Why is he not coming to the chat?
Because he doesn't have anything to say to you. He's planning his next move, Evan. Don't you know? I mean, he's looking to take your titles away from you. He's looking to make you not look like gold anymore. He's looking to make you look like Popper or the chaff that comes off the gold. Have you not figured it out?
You think so?
I really do. I really do. Especially after the way he supposedly talked about you on Tuesday. Did you not watch the show, Evan? Did you not see what was going on?
What did he say?
He said all sorts of stuff about you. He said he was hurt at me because I didn't trust him with you. I said, why would I trust you with him? You turned on Connor Martin, a man that worships the ground you walk on. And he said, that's true. He does worship the ground I walk on. He tried to divert and change the subject. And I brought it back. I said, you'll turn on Evan Golden too. And he said, oh, there's no chance I would turn on Evan Golden. No chance whatsoever. He lies through his teeth.
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong. You can play all the games you want with him. You can be on Twitch with him every day, all day streaming with him. You can get out there and take matches with him if you want to. But I promise you, somewhere along the line, the man's going to give you the lightning line and send you packing. That's what's going to happen if you keep this up.
Look, Rabbit, obviously, you got to be running on little sleep. These are crazy conspiracy theories you're coming up with.
Crazy conspiracy theories. Prove me wrong. Has he done it to you in the past before?
I mean, just once or twice, you know. Everybody has roadblocks, all right? Everybody has bumps in the road, Rabbit. Seriously. I mean, have you ever not had a friend that stabs you in the back and screw jobs you in front of dozens of people? And
do leopards change their spots?
I'm not a leopard. I'm like a
The
lion.
answer's no. Leopards don't change their spots, buddy. So what makes you think that he's going to change his actions after it's been proven time and time again? It's been proven that he cannot be trusted.
You know what? I don't like this. I don't like this slander, Rabbit. All right, listen. KC is a good man. We're not going to have the Golden versus Cazana tag match. I know that's a dream match for people, but it's not going to happen. I will never wrestle KC Cazana again. He's my very good friend. And
oh,
by
my
the way,
God, Evan. Oh, my
what?
God. You say that today, but I promise you somewhere down the line, the man's going to turn on you. He's going to turn on you hard, or you're going to turn on him. You're going to be fed up with him, especially after he's not giving you the golden treatment like you think you deserve.
You know what? I do get the golden treatment. We go live on Twitch, and one day we might even get an apartment together. And you're gonna be so mad about it, Rabbit.
I don't care if you get an apartment together or not, but what do you would set the house on fire? I mean, come on.
We're gonna set the house on fire. We're gonna set the house on fire because I've never had a friend so fire. He's the best thing that's ever happened. He is. I've never had. I look. I would hand him my car keys.
Would you trust him more than you do Michael Gabriel?
Michael Gabriel, all right, look, Michael Gabriel's got some work to do, all right?
Wow.
I'm sorry. Well, look, he's my tag team partner, but he's been acting a little fishy recently, all right? He's not been showing me no attention. It's SOM Live, all right? Me and KC, you know, we've shown our friendship, but he's not been anywhere around. That's not.
Have you ever stopped to think and wonder that might be because you haven't been partaking in the sessions from the Book of Gabriel here recently? You've not been in part of the commune and all the events that take place with the commune of the Gabriel clan?
I mean, that was a dark point in my life, and, you know, I just needed some guidance. I wouldn't recommend it to people because, you know, there's not a website for it. But Michael Gabriel he's not a bad person, and I do believe we need to be listening to what he's saying. But I don't know. I've never really told anybody about this, but I'm starting to feel like there could be a darker side to him that we don't really know about. And again,
yeah.
What
you think?
You think so too?
You really think so? Look who he's attracted to be beside him. I mean, he's got old Sugar Bear with him, right? He picked up old Hunter Wolf. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Well, look, I mean, here's the thing. What me and Michael Gabriel have done on the NWA territories are great. We've went out there. Myself, Gabriel, and Sal Renaro have shown the territories that we're a threat. But the only problem is Michael Gabriel, and again, this is not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong, I don't think. He's been ghosting me a little bit. I'll send him a message and he says he's busy. All he ever wants to talk about is, why aren't you here with me now? Why don't you look like me? Why don't you dress like me? Why don't you come to my house? And by the way, he doesn't call it his house. He calls it something like what's the word? Like
his yurt?
What did you say? Is that what it is?
His yurt?
I think that's the word. What is that?
His temple?
Mean? Temples come up. Yeah, temples come up. He never
synagogue?
wants to say. Yeah, synagogue is another word he said. I don't know if those all mean the same thing. I hope he knows that they might not. But yeah, no. Well, he doesn't ever say, you know, come over. Let's, you know, watch TV together. Let's go to the gym. There's always a little bit more to it, and I've got to say it's a little questionable. You know, me and KC, we could go out right now and, you know, paint the town brown because that's what friends do. And me and Michael Gabriel, you know, I feel like if I asked Michael Gabriel to hang out with me right now, he would just get on to me about not reading his book. I mean, that's not a healthy relationship. It's not a healthy friendship. And you know what? I don't really appreciate that, Michael Gabriel, because what I've done with you in the ring is very special. We've shown JCP. We've shown Crossfire. The NWA needs to be worried about the guiding light because of our teamwork, our friendship. But I don't like the way I don't like the way he raises his voice at me. That's all I'm gonna say. He yells sometimes.
Well, do you believe it's because you've not been partaking in that juicy juice that he gives out with the Book of Gabriel? That's the real question here.
Oh, the juicy juice. Oh,
I
I've
mean,
never eaten it. I've never even taken a sip of
I
it.
mean, if we take it all the way back to Friday night, he had your back, but
Yeah.
have you had his?
Well, that's the thing. Maybe look, that match with Casey at Fright Night, and I know you were there live and in person. As the match was going on, all I could do is feel more and more sorry about how I had treated KC, and I could tell the feelings were likewise. And when
I'm
Michael,
disgusted. I'm disgusted in
listen,
this conversation that we're having.
just listen, it's gonna be fine, Joseph. Look, when I'm just gonna say this now. I should have shaken Casey's hand after that match. I didn't shake it because I was very hurt. All right. The lightning line flipped me inside out. Okay. I was out off my feet and Joe Cazana was in the ring. All right. The OG Golden Boy, Joe was in the ring. I was intimidated. So I rolled out. But if I could go back and change one thing, actually, no, I would change two. I would shake Casey's hand and say, I love you, brother. And then I would go to Michael Gabriel. I'd paintbrush his face and be like, don't get involved with my business unless I ask you to. Because I don't like the way Michael Gabriel treated Casey that night. He came out, he slapped him upside with a chair. You don't do that to people. You don't do that to people, Joseph. You know that.
Oh, absolutely. Johnny Poke asked, can you even read? Is that the reason why you've walked away from Gabriel and the cult of Gabriel?
Johnny Poke's in the show. I just told the world that Johnny Poke is the one man that I respect, and he just asked if I'm. Did he just ask a question?
Yeah, he said, can you read?
Yes, I can read, Johnny, you son of a bee. How could you come into my show, my program, and talk to me like that? I just came in here, I talked about you with flying colors, and now you're asking if I could read? I hate Johnny Poke, and he's a bad man. He's a bad, bad man. All right?
But you love Casey. This makes no sense whatsoever.
I love
the man more deserving of a title shot, the man more deserving of a friendship, the man who'd be there through thick and thin with you, that would go through hell and back with you, that would take you to the limit inside cages with you. But you can't trust him. But you love KC, the man that you can't trust whatsoever. You couldn't trust him as far as you could throw him. Make make sense.
First of all, I can throw Johnny Poke, and I have, and it sounds like I'm gonna have to do it again because he wants to come in here and get smart with me. Johnny, I wish I could come down to your steed or your barn or wherever you're living. I'm sure it's in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of some field, in some cave or something, because you've got no life, no career, no personality. You just like to go out there and ride the horse and milk the cows and take care of the pigs and whatnot, because you're a cowboy. I would love to come down there and drink a couple of brewskis with you, Johnny. But Johnny, you came in here and you ruined your chance. I was this close to hanging out with him, Rabbit, but I'm just going to hang out with KC instead. He's my real friend.
I doubt it. I doubt you were that close to hanging out with him. And I'll tell you why I doubt it. Because the way you ended that match, did you shake his hand after it was over with?
No,
that's a no.
I didn't.
Do you think you should have shaken his hand after it was over with, after he took you that far and went that way with you?
I will say this. And Johnny, I hope you screen recorded this. I hope you remember this and keep it for the rest of your life, because this is a gift that Evan Golden does not give out often. But I will say I was taken to a limit I've never been taken to before. I've never been thrown off a cage, and it takes a very strong man to do so. And it takes a lot of heart to do that too. In front of that packed out crowd at SPCW that night in La Follette, the entire world, and say 400 or 500 people that night, saw Evan Golden tossed from a cage, and nobody's ever done that to me before, nor will it probably ever be done again. So Johnny, much respect to you, but we're not going to hang out. We're not. I was going to ask you.
Well, Evan, we're just about out of time for tonight, and I've got to show the people some stuff here. If they want to book Evan Golden, they can get in touch with you through Facebook and also through your Gmail, which is going to be right here off of your Facebook page. We'll show it to you right here. This is his personal Facebook page where you can get in touch with him. And right there, the second generation, the Golden Child himself, goldenwrestling@gmail.com is how they get in touch with you. Is that still correct, sir?
Yes, sir. That's the email. That's where the business is done. That's where the ink is signed. I've got a feeling the Beside the Ring title might need a couple of defenses soon.
Absolutely. And we know that you've got merchandise for sale as well, and you can get it right there at prowrestlingtees.com, or you can click this beautiful QR code, scan that QR code, and it'll take you directly to his shop, and you'll be able to look for anything that you want direct right there. And as you see, he's got plenty of shirts available for you as well. Is there a favorite shirt that you got here?
Yes, I do have a favorite shirt. It just came out. It's my newest release. It's a Scarface inspired shirt. And if you've seen the movie, you will
Oh
know
yeah, it's
that.
the gold face here. We'll show
Yeah,
that to you.
that's a complete tribute to the original Scarface poster, and it's got me and my gold all over it, and it even has, we even designed it to make sure that it looks almost identical to the poster with like the little, taglines on the side. I believe it says, fear the afterburner, so something like that on it, because we want people to, it's a perfect shirt to represent Evan Golden. We've already sold a couple, and but especially if you like the movie Scarface, that's definitely the shirt for you. And that's my personal favorite because, well, it's awesome. It's the coolest design I could have ever seen. So
Well, it's got you with all your championships when you were at the height of your pinnacle this past year. It's got all
that's
three of
right.
them with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it goes all the way up to 5X. Now, there is a special charge for those that are going for 5X. It's an additional $4.75 there. We do have to tell you that up front. 2X is going to be $350, 3X is going to be $375, and 4X is going to be $450, and of course $475 for the 5X. But small, medium, large, and extra large are the price that is given to you directly off of the site, the $19.99 plus shipping and handling and tax. And it will be out there for you. So that's a great shirt for you guys to get. And like I said, if you're interested in that, you can go to prowrestlingtees.com and search for Evan Golden, or you can go right here where we've got it listed for you right underneath us on the QR code, and you can scan the QR code and it'll take you to prowrestlingtees.com. You can get your Evan Golden merch today. Now,
Just
Evan,
don't buy the golden and Cazana shirt. That the Cazana Fierce golden shirt. That's an outdated shirt. Don't buy that.
No, it's not. We all know you hate him deep down inside. You're just buddying up to him for something special here. You wanted to make this movie with him and make it special, is what happened.
It's going to be a good movie. It's going to be a great movie.
Hit. It's going to be a hit. Also, I know that you got some stuff going on with the School of Morton. You're going to be a part of the School of Morton, and we have partnered with the School of Morton for their TV tapings, which is going to be coming up. And if you go to ticketleap.com, search for the School of Morton in Newport, Tennessee, you'll get a page that looks like this with the Buckhouse Stampede that's going to be taking place January 19th, 2025. That's going to be Sunday, 5 p.m., 5:05 is when it's going to be taking place. Sunday, February 2nd, they've got some TV tapings going to be taking place at 5 p.m. And Sunday, February 16th, going to be taking place right there. And we have partnered with them to give you special discount tickets there. If you go in and hit the promo code Rabbidbeaver, that's capital RABID, capital BEAVER at checkout, you will get some discount on those tickets, and you'll be able to go see a great show for a great time and see my buddy right here, Mr. Evan Golden, the man that I'm trying to keep out of trouble right now. And before we go, though, much needed respect, brother, is what he said, and he's ready for another dance. That came from Johnny Poke himself.
You know what, Johnny? Anytime. And again, I would never bestow this privilege to just anybody. Johnny, anytime you want to go at it, you've got a match, my friend. Matter of fact, Rabbit, you talked me into it. If the Beside the Ring title needs to be on the line, he's got a shot anytime, anywhere. And we've already talked about, and by the way, let's put the word out there. I know what Johnny Poke has done at the NWA territories. I've seen up close what he's done at JCP. Johnny Poke, I'm still a dominant force on the NWA territories, and I could take you down at JCP any day. I think Meigs North Elementary needs a close look at me destroying Johnny Poke respectfully. And this is going to end with a handshake, by the way.
Meigs?
Could be Meigs. It could be somewhere bigger. Who knows?
Megs?
I don't know
Megs?
I don't know how to pronounce this. KC went to school there. I don't know anything about it.
I will agree. I will agree with you. So, Joe,
it's got an I in it. It's
watching,
supposed to be Meigs. It's got an I is E, right?
It's Megs.
Who's spelling this trash? Tennessee is ridiculous. That's all I'm going to
say. North Megs Elementary School. Joe, if you're out there watching, Casey, if you're out there watching, he has laid out the challenge. He has accepted it from Johnny Poke. And it will be a special match if you guys are able to put it together at North Megs Elementary School right there in Meigs County. You come on out in Decatur and you see that happen for us today.
We're going to go over to Decatur. We're going to go to Meigs, and we're going to go in there and we're going to show the world what Evan Golden and Johnny Poke's all about. I've never had a more hard-hitting match than a match with Johnny, and we're going to show the territories what it's all about.
Last words, Evan Golden.
Last words. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. We have a big, big weekend coming up. I'm going to humble Toby Farley, which has needed to be done for a while. Much respect, but we're gonna handle some paperwork with Toby Farley on Friday in Lebanon. Saturday, Von Miller is gonna get another afterburner, and maybe it'll knock him back into consciousness and make sure he stops losing his mind. Maybe this will set him straight. And you never know what you're gonna get at SPCW on Saturday. We might be teaming with Michael Gabriel. Who knows? KC might be there. I might team with him instead. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Kate. Casey,
Look,
don't do it. We all know you're going to turn on him. Don't do it, Casey. Don't do it, Evan.
And lastly, of course, after we paint the town brown in La Follette, on Sunday we're in Newport, Tennessee at the Morton Arena for the Bunkhouse Stampede. You cannot have a Bunkhouse show without Evan Golden on the show, and I'm here to announce I will be officially entering the Bunkhouse Stampede match. How could I not? So we're on Sunday. We're gonna hop in the cage and we're gonna make some people bleed, and we're gonna win this Bunkhouse Stampede. Is what we're gonna do.
Absolutely. Well, you heard it here first on Wrestle Talk with the Rabbit Beaver. Evan Golden, thank you so much. The Golden Child, the Beside the Ring Heavyweight Champion, the Royal Crown Champion. I cannot believe it that you're here with us today, and I can't thank you enough for coming in and spreading the good word and accepting the challenges that were put out before you, laid out before you. Southern Pride Championship Wrestling on Saturday. Friday, you're going to be at Pro Wrestling Alliance in Lebanon, Tennessee. And Sunday, where are you going to be?
We're going to be at School of Morton, Daddy, Newport, Tennessee, Bunkhouse Stampede. Evan Golden is entering. I'm telling you, I will not lose a Bunkhouse match. It's not in my blood to do that.
Absolutely. I agree, Evan Golden. Thank you so much for being here. Will you stick around for just a few minutes before we end?
Of course.
Absolutely. I'll see you here in just a minute. Now, guys, it's the most important part of the show for us. It's where we get our money made for us. Now, we are 100% supported by viewers just like you. And if you would like to do that, all you have to do is scan this QR code and you can get your merchandise from us today. That's at www.streamlabs.com/Arabbidb3aver/merch. Arabbidb3aver/merch. We're going to put it up on the screen. This is what the page looks like when you get to it. I've got the Evan Golden merch there. I forgot to take that down. I apologize. But if you guys are interested, you can get it directly right here. You can see we've got our baseball tees. We've got our polos like I'm wearing, all different colors. If you want to decide to get one, you can go for the dark blue. You can go for the gray. You can get a blue hoodie. You can get a white one. You can go back with the gray shirts. You can go back with the dark blue on either of them. We also do all of our Streamlab stuff here, our Camel Toe Adventure stuff, and all of our merch that's available there. Go ahead and get you some today. That's how we keep our lights and water on, keep everything going on. So thank you guys so much for that. And if you scan the QR code right here, it'll take you directly to the site so you can get an easy access to it. Thank you guys so much for being here with Wrestle Talk with the Rabbit Beaver. And remember, guys, you all